Tier lists are all the rage at the moment, and we thought what better way to end the year than to do a 2019 character tier list for EastEnders. So there's a few rules we're going to include. First of all, we're not going to include extras in our tier list. Very sorry to Tracy, Winston Marie and Shrimpy. Of course you'd be at the top of our tier list. Why wouldn't you be? It's just fact. Also, we're not going to include children characters apart from Bailey, because Bailey has had quite a big role to play this year. But we are including some small characters, but ones that have returned, Bianca Jackson and Sean Slater, we are not including, as they were kind of like just bit returns. But smaller characters have been included on the whole. Because we're using someone else's tier list that they produced on tiermaker.com, they didn't have a picture of Robbie Jackson, but they did have a picture of Lexi. So Robbie Jackson in this list has been replaced by Lexi. Also remember that this is my opinion, not Ben's opinion, not the world's opinion. This is my opinion of who should be where on the tier list. If you've got a different opinion, post it on Twitter and send it to us at EastEnders Week, or send us an email, eastenders.weekly@gmail.com. And we'd be really curious to know what you guys think too. So we've got them ranked into 5 different categories. At the top, we have You're the Best. Second, we have Lovely, Lovely, Lovely. Then it's Meh in the middle, Just About Bearable, second to last. And at the bottom, just Get in the Bin. And believe you me, a couple of characters in that little section. So let's get started. First of all, of course, it has to be Ian Beale. Now, Ian Beale has had not much to say this year. He's had a few parts now and then. He's got a bit carrying on now. He is an OG character, and so you've got to love him for that. So I'm going to put him in Lovely, Lovely, Lovely. Next up, Kathy Beale. Kathy Beale's amazing. Kathy Beale's the best. Of course, she's going to go to the top, but she does need a bit more to do. Though she has, just suddenly hit me, she did do that really awful thing to Rainey. So, I might knock her down a tier for that actually. And I'm going to put her down to Lovely, Lovely, Lovely. So sorry about that, Kathy, but you've knocked yourself off the top. Next up is the wonderful, the beautiful Sharon Mitchell. I mean, she's had a year, hasn't she? There's Shianu, she's got pregnant by Keanu, to and fro from Mel and her. I mean, she's had a great year and she just came back fighting straight to the top. She's gone to the top. She's the best. Dot's had a funny year. Not really done very much, really. She's just kind of been ploddy-plodding along. Love June Brown, obviously. Brilliant story with Dr. Legg, though. I really did enjoy that story, and it was great. That was her peak, I think. So, but she had to go to the top, doesn't she? She's iconic. I'm sorry, Dot's going to the top. You're the best, Dot. You're the best. Martin Fowler. Now, see, this is going to be split between people because I think a lot of people think that Martin Fowler has been wasted on EastEnders, turning his character completely 180 and making him evil Martin. And a lot of people don't like that. But I'm kind of I'm joining the ride with them. I mean, I'm recording this at the beginning of November. We've still got the scenes where he kidnaps Linda. So, I mean, he's never been at the top of my list anyway. So I'm going to put him in Meh. But only for now, and I'm hoping in 2020 he's going to go up a few more spaces too. Phil Mitchell is a legend. You thought you wrote him off 2 years ago. You thought we spoke about it on the podcast, but he was going to be this kind of granddad character. He's going to like spread his wisdom of his gangster ways to the young Dennis Rickman and kind of just make a new empire, or whatever. I mean, he's well absorbed into a big story with Shianu and Sharon and all that lot. For me, he's not quite the best, so I'm going to put him on Lovely, Lovely, Lovely. But yeah, I love him. Good old Phil. Sonia Jackson. What hasn't she done? Sonia Jackson's done so much good stuff this year. The scenes with her and Bex and Martin were excellent. I mean, Sonia's great. Sonia to me is, again, kind of an OG. Not an OG, but kind of an OG. Oh, I'm beginning to regret my decision with Martin now. No, keeping it as it is. Robbie Jackson played lovingly by Lexi. Yeah, get in the bin. When I heard that he wasn't coming back to the soap, I wasn't particularly that upset. Not Lexi though, Lexi's lovely. Ben Mitchell, love Ben Mitchell. He had a shaky start. The stuff with Callum is clearly loved by everyone. There's Ballon hashtags everywhere and anywhere. And I do like the character of Ben, and I like the actor who plays him, and I actually am going to put him right at the top for the best, because I think he's great. Mel, again, like Sharon, has had a great year, and to be honest with you, I think that they are just brilliant, and I am going to be really sad to see Mel go at the end of the year. As I said, I'm recording this just before everything's happened, but yeah, brilliant, love Mel, and I think she deserves it. She needs to go to the top, so she's the best. Billy's just such a one-sided character to me, and I just can't get it. He's not terrible, but he's just the same. It's the same story all the time. Some of the stuff he's been doing recently with Jay has been okay, but for me, he's just about bearable. So I'm afraid, Billy, you're there. Lisa, again, so pleased when they brought her back. She's just gone in, not quite with the oomph we thought she was going to have. She is starting to get better. She's spotting the difficulties now with Mel and Sharon and Keanu, and I am enjoying her. I just wish that they would just do a bit more with her. She seems to be like a side project. So I'm going to put her in meh. But I do love Lisa. Mo. Mo's a great character. She's a bit like Billy. She's just a bit one-dimensional. She's just a bit of a con artist, and she has a few odd, funny lines. She's improved this year, but again, she's just meh for me, I'm afraid. Oh, Kat. Yeah, I like Kat, and I really like the relationship with her and Kush. They're not doing much with her, which is substantial. I mean, when they had the story when Stacey ran away, it was interesting, it was exciting. She's good with Jean, though. The storyline with Jean, she's interesting. I feel sorry for her, though, because obviously there's the character of Jean. She prefers Stacey to be there, and so Kat's a bit of a third wheel in Jean's mind. I think they need to do more with her. Bring back her taxi driving storyline. What the heck has happened with that? I don't understand it. I'm going to put her as meh. Please don't hate me. Bex had a great story, but it was a bit roller coastery, and the lows were really low while the highs were really high. So I suppose she just kind of flatlined in the middle. A young actress where they really should do more with her. It's just a shame her best friend is Louise. I'm afraid I'm going to put her in there. Patrick. I love Patrick, the character. Oh, I should mention Ted's not going to be on the list either, because he would just be straight in the bin. They've kind of gone a bit quiet with him and Cherie's story, but I think in 2020 it's going to heat up again, because obviously Denise is suspicious of it all. So I'm going to put him as meh, but again, he's one of those that I think will hopefully go up a tier or two next year. Louise can just go in the bin. I hate Louise. I cannot stand her. It's not the actress I dislike, it's just Louise. She's so arrogant and self-centered, and no one around her is important. Every time she's involved in a story, it's always about Louise. It never ends, and I'm sorry, but she can just get in the blooming bin. Bobby Bill. So his return was this year. A great start. I wish they would explore more with the religion storyline, but I do like the stuff they're doing with him and his dad Ian. Again, I think he's going to have a better 2020, but he's not had a bad 2019. I'm putting him as meh, but he's that close to being a lovely. Stacey. I mean, who doesn't love Stacey? She's great, and I can't wait for her to come back from her maternity leave. She's had a great year this year. Lots of Slater crazy stories. You can't go wrong. She's going in lovely. And also with Jean Slater, brilliant year, great storyline. I just want more of her. I just love her. She's going in lovely too. If she has a really good 2020 story, she's going to go straight up to You're the Best, without any shadow of a doubt. Daniel Cook. So he's not dead. I'm presuming he's going to come back. And I love Adrian Abramson, but that's not enough for me to put him any higher for me than meh. If they would bring him back as a more full-time character, I think him and Jean, their dynamics really well and it works nicely, but I don't know if they are. But I've included him and he's a meh. Ruby, I don't like Ruby. She was never a character for me that was like needed to come back or screaming to come back. She's fine. She's just about bearable. Yeah. Honey needs more story, and I suspect that next year it's just going to go straight back to the, oh, I'm back together with Billy again. Oh, the trials and tribulations of our relationship. Oh, woe is us. This year she's had a great year, and the story of Adam's been fun up until it felt like they completely changed direction with it and just did something completely different with it. And it's really stretched out, because I'm just remembering that you kind of got the inkling that Adam was not a nice guy at Mel's wedding, and that was on New Year's Day. It's been a year, and actually that story's not progressed very much at all. But that's not Honey's fault. So I'm going to put her as nah, I think. Denise. Again, they kind of just forgotten everything that happened to Denise. They're having no money, she got her one GCSE. and they gave her a salon. They had a hairdressing competition, but that was at the community centre. Anyway, Denise isn't doing much other than the storyline with him and Patrick's a mare, so I'm going to have to put Denise as a mare in this instance. Let's carry on. Max Branning, he's trash. He goes in the bin. I don't like Max Branning. He's a horrible character. He doesn't deserve to have anything nice happen to him. And to be quite frank, him being with Ruby pretty much sums up basically him. She's just about bearable, which is mean, actually. I like Ruby, she's fine. Shirley Carter's great, although she seems to go on holiday all the time for no reason. Fine, I mean, again, she needs a story. Give Shirley a story. She's funny though, actually. She has some really good one-liners. So I'm actually going to put her as lovely, 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 just for the humour. Jay had the potential for a great storyline. He's one a year, and they blew it. That basically means that he's just a bit vanilla. So I'm afraid, yeah, he's going to be meh. I love Rainey, and you know, I've never hidden the fact that I absolutely adore Rainey. I love the character of Rainey, and they are doing stuff with her which is perfect. I'm looking forward to more from her. This year's been a good year for her, in my opinion, and so I think she's lovely, lovely, lovely. Jack Branning's a funny one because I've not hidden the fact that I'm not a huge fan of Jack either. Just something about the Brannings. He's actually been all right this year, and especially when he's been doing stories with Tiff, when she was, getting involved with the wrong kind of people and drugs and so on and so forth. I don't like the fact that he's gone back to being a police officer. And he's just corrupt. He said he's going to go down the straight and narrow, and he just hasn't. Everything has been corrupt with him. He is a mare for me. But that's quite good for Jack, actually, because if I was making this list last year, he would have been in the bin with his brother. Talking of Tiff, brilliant. Absolutely love Tiff. I love the story with her and Keegan, and I love the story she did before. She's a wonderful actress, just amazing. I fear that one day she's going to leave the soap and go on to do amazing things, and she's got a great voice. That's the actress though, not Tiff. Tiff is doing a beauty course, and so she'll probably end up working in Hair of the Dog, or whatever it's called. The Fox and Pond? What's it called? The Fox and Hare. Yes, The Fox and Hare. But brilliant, I love her. I'm tempted to put her in You're the Best. You know what I am? I'm going to go mad. I'm going to put her at the top. Good for her as well. She's brilliant. Love her, love her, love her. I actually really like Whitney, who's next. And her story has been a bit meh with Leo. But the stuff with Callum and the wedding and the way she understood his sexuality, really, really lovely character actually, Whitney. Really nice. The Leo King story, I think it's going to be great, but it's starting off slightly on shaky ground. I'm going to put her as a lovely, 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 because I love Whitney, and I just, Whitney. Dottie, it's only been a couple of weeks, so we'll give it time. She's not really gone in doing what we hoped that she would do. Presumably then, I suppose, more's to come. But at the moment, really, she's not, she's better than, just about bearable, but she's not really done anything impactful yet, so she's a meh for me. It's such a shame Kim's not in it anymore, because I love Kim. They need to bring back Vincent. Because the stories with her and Vincent were amazing. At the moment, I'm going to put her as just about bearable. I'm hoping she comes back, or else there's no point in her being on the list, really. For what she was in, if she was just about bearable, they're really making her out to be quite a insufferable character for Denise. And she's just about bearable. Now, Lola. Lola's a tricky one, because Lola is another character. When they announced was coming back, I was a bit like, but why? She has got a lot better, actually. I was quite quick to criticise everything she did, but as time's progressed, she's almost like the cement of lots of different stories, mainly revolving around Jay and Ben, but she's kind of like the go-between, and she's like the moral compass, which is surprising for all of them. So I don't dislike her, but she's by no means top of my list at all. I'm hoping something good comes. So I'm going to put her in the middle, meh. Tina, what's Tina done this year other than almost lose her job at the Albert and go on holidays all the time? She's not a bad character, but again, she's a bit meh. I'm putting a lot of people in meh, but she is meh, and there's nothing to her. I don't want to get rid of her. I just want her to do something interesting. We know that she could do interesting stuff because of the story of Stuart last year, but I'm hoping, again, she rises to the top. Linda, I'm actually going to do Linda and Mick in the same. Whatever I choose for one, I'm going to choose for the other. They have had a really quiet year, but I think that is on purpose because they were so heavily used last year. People were getting flooded by Carters and it was just doing everyone's nutted. Linda is getting a new story, and again, I think they're just meh. I don't think they've really done anything that would warrant them to be higher than meh. They're more than bearable. So I'm going to put Mick and Linda in the meh category. Kush is hot. He's with Kat, and I like the Kat and him relationship. I'm looking where I put Kat. I put Kat as meh. Am I going to put someone else in meh? Yeah, he's meh. I'm sorry. There's nothing to him, which is not his fault. Just the nature of the beast. Now, Keanu has had a great year as well. Not as great as Tiff, so he's certainly not going right to the top of the tier. Looking forward to the stories with him and Tiff, as I've already said. So I'm going to put him as lovely, because I think he's got the potential to be a real star, actually. He needs a good big story, and I think that's to come. To help him along, I'm putting him as lovely. Karen is great. Karen is, in my mind, iconic. She's funny. She had that suspicious lesbian story, which was a bit silly but fine. She's by no means middle of the road. Like, the nature of Karen, she has to be heard and seen. So she's lovely too. So off she goes. Keanu, has had a great story with Sharon. Again, unfortunately, he's partnered with Louise. They even said in the car when they were driving to the wedding that Louise is bringing him down, which she is. I don't think she's brought him down enough to warrant him being any less than lovely. And it's a shame he's leaving, but fingers crossed he will return. I don't know, so we'll see. Bernie. Such a potential for Bernie. I mean, the Pride story, but then she got obsessed with Tiff again. Unfortunate for Bernie, there doesn't seem to be anything happening. She seems to have inklings of things about to happen and nothing really comes of it. She's better than bearable though. She's just a bit meh. Callum, I mean, who doesn't love Callum? And I mean, I've put Ben as you're the best. He's the best too. They belong together and they belong together at the top of the list. I'm actually going to put them together on the list itself. Just for those Ballon fans out there. I'm really looking forward to seeing the stories, and I'm looking forward to the policeman storyline, which is random as you like. Stuart's taken a real turn, hasn't he? So he was this really heightened, evil character, and now he's become a really nice character, thoughtful and looking after Dot. Although he's shown his darker side does creep out every now and then, which is what we like. For me, I want him to keep the darker side, and I want him to use it with Rainey. They are together, which is perfect, so that's, it's getting there, that's the beginnings. They work best though, or in my mind, they work best if they go at each other and tooth and nail and it'd be horrible. Yeah, he's lovely, and I'm really looking forward to next year. It's just so strange how you didn't think he could ever be redeemable, and he seems to be getting there. John O'Highway, I am including him just because I find him fascinating. I think there's potential there, and it would make sense to introduce him as well in my head. He's a really unlikable character. Yeah, I want to put him as lovely, but I think that's a bit too much for someone who was literally in 2 weeks worth of content. I think I'm going to put him in lovely, because I think he was good. He was a good character, and I look forward to seeing, I hope there's more of him. I really do. Arshad and Miriam. Now, again, I'm going to group them together as one. They were crying out to have a story, a really big story between them somewhere. I mean, there was the Bobby story they could have attached themselves to, or maybe a bit more with the Adam story, and maybe delve more deeper for why Adam's the way he is. Because there was that revelation, wasn't there? He said, they were bad, learn more about that, and then they just disappeared, and it was a shame. I mean, they have said the door's open for them, but I very much don't expect them to return, which is a huge shame. So from what had happened, they are meh. So they are going into the meh. But it's a shame. It could have been so much more. Mitch. He rides off the coattails of Bailey, who's tremendous. He is much more interesting than he first was. So I don't mind Mitch as much as when he was first introduced. He's still not done anything that's kind of gripped me about him. So I'm going to put him as meh. He might do more stories with Mick. Adam, what happened? Something was going to be really good about Adam, and I was so excited about Adam, and now he's just about bearable. It's really weird. I mean, he's leaving, so maybe I could be kind and put him as meh, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put him as just about bearable. Such a shame. They could have done so much with him. He was creepy though. Even when he was nice Adam, I thought he was a bit creepy. Yeah, just about bearable. Bailey's brilliant. I love Bailey. She's such a talented little actress, that girl. Just amazing. She's not the best, though she will be one day. So she's lovely, lovely, lovely. So I'm going to put her, because she is lovely. I love Bailey, she's great. Habiba, I was thinking about grouping her and Ikra together, but I'm not going to, because I think Ikra had a better year this year, especially at the end. The past few weeks in October, November have been really good. Although she does go on about a blooming business degree. So Habiba is just about bearable. Oh God, I'm going to get some hate for that. With Adam, so that makes some sense. And Ikra is meh. But I'm really excited about the Ikra and Ash story. Yeah, and hopefully there's going to be good things coming from that. Chantel, I love Chantel. Again, such a talented actress, and Gray as well, actually, brilliant actor. They're playing a blinder with the story they've been dealt with in a non-sadistic way. I am very much looking forward to seeing more of them too. And yeah, they're not the best, but they are good. So yeah, they're going to be lovely. I'm putting them both together actually, so they're both going there in lovely. But next year, it would not surprise me at all if they go straight to the top, and they're going to be fantastic. And I can predict it already. I can feel it in my bones. Just spoke about Ash. Ash is great, but hasn't done anything yet. So she's met, and now we've got to the Pacer brothers. Jags, you can go in the bin. I hate characters who try to act hard, but clearly couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. And he's just got that really skulky little face. He looks like Droopy. You know Droopy, those cartoons, woe's me. He's a bit like that. And then next minute he's like all looking all vicious and evil, like a Cheshire cat. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. And he's just like, oh, just go away. I really cannot stand Jags. I'm sorry. I really am, but no. I like Karat, mainly because I kind of think he's hot. He's dressed all nicely in his like cloth suit and his sockless feet in his shoes, and he's just a good-looking lad. And so he's someone I can get on board with. I'm not going to put him in lovely, lovely, lovely. I just about considered it just then, but I'm not going to because they've not done anything with him yet. So he's a meh. So he's a meh for now. I reckon good things are going to come from him. I really do. Last but not least is Vinny, and literally he's been in one episode so far when I'm doing this list. I'm sure more's to come. He's far more superior than Jags, but then if you put a jar of peanut butter on screen for 3 minutes, that'd be far more superior than Jags too. I like Vinny. He's not done anything yet. He seems to have that great relationship with Ash, which is interesting. And again, I think the Ash, Ikra and Vinny story is going to be good. So yeah, so he's meh. And he's the last one that gets added to the list. So there we have it, that's my list. I'm looking at it, I'm not going to change anything. I think everything there is all correct. I might look back as I'm editing this and think otherwise, but no, I'm happy with what it is. Of course, Sharon's at the top, why not? As I said, why don't you make your list? If you go to tiermaker.com and then search for EastEnders, there's a 2019 characters list, and you can make your own list and then send it to us on our Twitter at EastEnders Week, or email it to us, eastendersweekly@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can also check out our podcast, which is out every Sunday, where we review and discuss and analyse a week's worth of EastEnders every week. It's worth listening to on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, or on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to this video and like it, and say in the comments below how wrong I've been throughout this whole video. And I look forward to reading them. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.